Fáilte go dtí, the Dating Orange podcast with me, your host, the Dating Arashta. I have my old pal Mark with me this week, and just to put Marco in a nutshell for ye, what is it? Unlucky Mark who attracts the mentalers and coke fiends. We actually hadn't planned on theme for this episode, but we noticed a strong undercurrent of coke coming through. So now it's a coke episode. If you have any stories that you want to share with me, you can email me at thedatingorange@gmail.com or hit me up on Insta or TikTok. The handle is thedatingorange. Mark has loads of stories, and I actually haven't heard all of them, I don't think. Have I heard all of them?
You've heard probably the main mental ones, alright?
I think you may give us a little background, I think, and let everybody know what your dating history is.
So I've been single for the last 3 years, so...
And now since then you've been flat out on the apps.
No, I wouldn't say flat out. In and out, like I didn't go back on them straight away after I ended it. I didn't end the last relationship, she ended it. I didn't go back on the apps straight away, and then when I did, I was like, I actually couldn't be arsed talking to these people.
How many dates have you been on in the last 3 years?
Oh, fuck. How many fingers do you have?
Like, looking at, I'm on 45 here.
No, I'd say...
Like, yours is way more. Definitely is. You're flat out there. Sure, no, what? You went on a date, 3 dates in a day. 3 dates in a day. Tell us about that, Marty.
That was an accidental 3 dates in a day. It wasn't like, I didn't intentionally mean to have 3 dates in a day.
How do you accidentally go on 3 dates in a day?
Because I planned to meet a girl one Saturday evening. I was to plan to meet another girl like a day or two later. And she was like, oh, I can't meet you. Can you meet me Saturday morning? So I was like, okay. It was just like coffee. The other girl was just a walk in the park, but it was kind of like I just met her like there. We were just talking. She was like, oh, I'm in the park. And then I was like, okay. And then beside the park, and I just went for a walk. It wasn't...
You didn't set them all up purposely to be on the same
It wasn't purposely, no.
Did any of them go anywhere? Did you get anything from them? Do you even remember who they fucking were really?
Did any of them go anywhere? The first 2 did not. The second one was... It was a second date. Third date? Definitely a second date. I don't think it was a third date. But just because we lived so far apart, it was hard too.
You may give us a few mental stories, Mark. Maybe I'll call you 3 dates in a day, Mark.
I wouldn't call the second really a date. It wasn't really a date.
Who are Mark to her, maybe?
No. Not like I'm riding all right either.
Oh, well.
I said, if I'm going to talk, he's flat out here. I got stories that are fucking fruit babies everywhere. Fruit babies everywhere. Fucking little mandarins floating out.
So you've been single for the last 3 years. You'll probably be on, what, over 100 first dates, I'd say. 150 maybe.
I don't know. Don't know. It depends. Like, I've been on what I like to call some ad hoc dates that just happen like real quick. That like, especially when you live in Dublin or someone's close by, you're like, oh, I'm going for a stroll down to the park. I'm going for a walk. I'm like, oh, I'm not doing anything this evening. I'll come. I wouldn't necessarily say that's like a real, like
it's not like a date where you get dressed up and you go to dinner or whatever. It's still a first date though.
Yeah, but a lot of them don't.
It's just because, but it's because you're so used to dating that you're just focused, without...
Yeah, I've had a lot of those where I'm just like, I'm actually just dating because I'm not interested in anyone and I'm just doing it for the sake of kill time.
Get those numbers up. That's what people say. The numbers game.
But I haven't...
Kill time.
Yeah, well, like, you know, when you're bored, you know, like, that sounds awful. I like to think I haven't dated for the sake of dating, but I have. Everyone has. Even though people are like, oh, I'm not interested in dating right now, and they still go on dates, still on apps. Like, that's the whole point.
Mark has audio recordings of a particular incident, and I'm currently encouraging him.
No, I can't show. You've listened to some of us. Showed you some of them, but I can't.
Mark has the receipts and he's not sharing them with us.
Oh, it's just because it's just not very nice. Like, I don't want her voice to be portrayed on a podcast. But it was just because I was in a situation and I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And she mentioned a few things and I was like, I need to record this because I need, like, if I ever need this evidence, at least I know.
Local.
Yeah, basically. So it was back in, it's actually just under a year ago. So it's July 2020. Will that be right?
Under a year ago. It's 2023.
Oh, so then maybe July 21. July 21.
So 2 years ago.
Yeah. It was table service anyway. That's how I know.
Okay.
And I had been chatting to a girl that I known from college. She had a boyfriend through college, so there was never anything there. Like we were in the same class. We chatted. I think she might have reacted to a story, or maybe it was the vice versa, or relate to a story. You're looking at me there as if to say it was definitely playing the story.
You replied to the story.
But we'll just say it was me for argument's. I don't really mind. Anyway, we started chatting, and it was just like, how are you? Long time no chat. The usual. But then it just became like, we'll say, one of us went to sleep or something that night. But then there was a reply the next day from herself to me. So then I thought maybe, or 2 days later, so maybe there was like, maybe there is something a bit more here chatting. So I continued to chat, and then I was just like, I went and bit the bullet. Like I just like, oh, so would you like to maybe catch up in person? And she was all interested. And she's like, oh yeah, what do you want to do? Do you want to get some food and drinks? So I said that if you're feeling more comfortable, I'll book a hotel where you are down south.
And your plan was like to just book a room for yourself.
We were having drinks, so I couldn't drive home.
Yeah.
I was coming from Dublin, so.
And you had no intention of, like, was she saying she was going to sleep in the room?
No, she had like made it quite clear in the messages that like I said where I was staying. She's like, just like, I'm not staying.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, okay.
Grant.
Fair. But yeah, so we had food and we were just chatting away, catching up about like people, mutual friends we had from college, all this sort of stuff. And we had maybe 2 pints. We had a pint like with the food. So like, we didn't really drink at the start. We ate it, got the food, had a pint with us, and had another pint. And then we were just like, again, just chatting away, and she was like, you're staying here. And then I was like, yeah. She's like, why don't we get 2 pints and we'll take them up to the room. She suggested this.
Yeah.
Just want to make that clear. And then she went to the bathroom and come back. So there was 4 pints on the table, and we took them up to the room.
Right, yeah.
We were in the room. Again, we were just chatting. It was all very calm, I would say. There was no real flirtatious behaviour, and even during the date. So like, I wasn't really sure if anything was gonna
happen in the room.
Yeah.
When she said to bring the pints up to the room, you were
thinking, but like it's still like, yeah, she obviously said that, but like it wasn't.
There was nothing clearly going on.
No, right. There was no real like real intense eye contact across the table, or there was no like hand out touching each other's hands or any of that sort of stuff. There was none of that. It was very much, I felt at the time, I did know it was a date, but wasn't sure if it was going to be a date that was going anywhere.
Right, fair.
And then one thing led to another. We'll not go into fine details there. She's just started like changing. Like, by the way, I hadn't even my 3rd pint drank at this stage. Probably had, maybe.
So the pint that you brought up to the room, the 3rd one, you hadn't even...
I probably hadn't just finished.
Right. Okay.
Or maybe I had. We'll just say the 3rd pint was right.
How much did she drink?
Probably the same.
Okay.
And then I noticed after it, like, she was just being so weird. Like, I mean, like, she was saying stuff, and I was like, what is this one talking about? Like, I didn't really understand what was going on. And then that was fine. I was like, you can stay. You don't have to go back home. Saying, she's like, oh no, I don't think I'm going to stay. This is when it started. So then, like, I was kind of laying on my stomach on the room, and then, like, she came over, she was kind of laying on top, like laying on top of me, and then was like, I was like, oh, maybe I get a massage here, like, thinking this is great. But then she was just like, oh, like, kissing the side of my head. She's like, oh, baby, I love you so much, and all this stuff. I was like, what is going on here? Like, and then she just started, I was like, she's like, then, like, because I didn't say it back at the start, then she just, like, lost it. Before that happened, she did go to the bathroom again upstairs.
Oh, okay.
Into the bathroom after we
did the deed.
Yeah, she went to the bathroom, but I think
room.
Most girls go to the bathroom after you do the deed.
Yeah, well, fair enough.
So I passed again, no remarks. So she come back out, and that's when I was laying on my stomach. I was trying to piece the story together, because again, it was a while ago. And I had actually jotted down some of the stuff that she said, because it was fucking crazy. So, yeah, she was going on. I was like, what is going on? She's like, you've just used me. It's stuff she started. So she kept saying that I used her. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, she was like, oh, you're clearly not interested now. I was like, we're just finished. You went to the bathroom, you come back out, you're telling me you love me. What is going on? And then she's like, well, no, you can do. You can just go and hang yourself. She told me to do. Then
What do you be saying to this? Like,
I sure sat there going, what are you why are you telling me to hang myself? It's like, this is a bit extreme. So she was like, you're just using me. Like, I should have known when I come back up to the room and I come into the room when you were there with two lads and they were fucking you. She said that. I was like, what are you talking about? You come up to the room with me, and why are you saying there were two lads? You've just had sex with me. So are you saying that you've had sex? Like there was a three lads were getting it on? Yeah, swear to fuck. And then she come out and she's like, yeah, well, I knew you were trouble. I'm after talking to girls in the bathroom about you there. And I was like, what bathroom? She's like, there. And I was like, we're on the third floor of the hotel. The bathroom is like in our hotel room. There's nobody in there. And she's like,
girls in the bathroom of the bathroom of your hotel.
In the hotel room.
What the fucking ensuite?
Yeah.
Stop.
And I was like, what is going on? And then she brought up then something else was close. So I'd lost a family member and she brought that up to me. She knew about it. So I was like really annoyed about it. I always say, like, why are you bringing that up? Like, I shouldn't have reacted because I knew she was obviously fucked. But I didn't know how. I was like, how does someone get so bad after drinking 3 pints? Like, I'm like so mad. But like, I didn't honestly know what was going on. So then she said that, what was it she was saying? Oh yeah, she's like, yeah, well, I knew I shouldn't have been talking to you because when I was chatting to the girl downstairs that you were seeing, she told me to stay away from you. And I was like, what girl? There was no girl. Like, so apparently she spoke to some girl when we were at the table, a girl come over to us that I'd been seeing, but
said stupid.
yeah, there's no girl.
Picking up all of these people.
Yeah, and then so I had like a pair of football shorts with me, and she put them on. She was like, "Can you just look up the time of the game? I'm gonna go." And this is at 2 o'clock in the morning. She wanted to go to this football match. Now the shorts weren't for my football team; they were just random training shorts. But she was like, "Who is this team? Tell me." And she was like giving out to me that I wouldn't tell her who the team was. I was like, "They're just a pair of black shorts. It's 2 in the morning. There is no game." I was like, "Oh," I was like, "Yeah." And then, so then she was getting up and she went to the window and back into the bathroom pretending to ring the guards. So she's like, "I'm ringing the guards here." And I was like, "Hello. Yeah, the user is still here. I just want to report someone for being a using bastard." I was like, "Can you come and get him in the hotel?" The stuff she was coming out of it, like. So then, right, she left, went back into the bathroom, and then on the phone, I actually quote this. He's like, "Hello, yeah, sorry, I'll be down in 5 minutes. I'm going. Yeah, we'll go to the guard station. Thanks, guards." So the guards rang her back. There was a couple of times she was like, "Yeah, I'll be down in a few minutes, yeah, bye. They're there. So like, this just random people on the phone like every 2 seconds, and I was in the room like thinking, this is such a fucked up situation. How do I get out? But also laughing at the same time. Like, I was a bit shitting myself because like she said she rung the guards, and I was like, what the fuck?
It's actually not fucking right in the head. So imagine she was actually ringing the guards on you.
Yeah.
How long was this all going on for?
Oh fuck, I actually don't know. I just remember like So I didn't even drink the 4 pint. Like, the 4 pint was just sitting there. I hadn't been drank. She did take a few mouthfuls from her fourth one, alright.
She'd be basically sober.
Fucking mad sober, freaking out. She's like, "Oh, when I first arrived and we met the girl at the door, even that was, I should have known that there was strange things going on." I was like, "I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, you came into the hotel, I was in the hotel. Like, I don't know what you're saying about these girls. There was no other girls there. Like, and plus, it was table service, so it wasn't as if we could all like congregate together and talk."
Yeah.
So then I was in bed and she was like, "I'm leaving." Fuck, she's leaving, like, it's delighted. But she went up, I had only one card key, and it was like the one that was in the little power socket, and she lifted it and left the room. So like, I was in pitch black, but I actually didn't really give a fuck. I was just glad that she was gone. But then I was thinking to myself going, shit. So like,
She didn't come back at any
stage. So like, I didn't want to go to sleep. But then a bit coming minutes later, she did come back, And she was like, oh, I was downstairs and taxi's not there. I was like, I didn't ring a taxi.
Oh, Lord.
So then I rang a taxi for her, and she was still giving out to me, going about how I was a using bastard and all this sort of stuff. Like, I was just like, fuck's sake. And she didn't leave. So I said, where the fuck is this taxi? I rang it again. And then the taxi man said, I was outside that hotel. No one came down. I was like, fuck, can you please come back? Like, I need you to come back. And he was like, yeah. He's like, I was like, just come back. There's someone here that needs to go. But she come over and sat my knee and like started like, you know, playing with the back of my head, like arm around me, like kissing cheek. Oh, didn't we such a good time? Can we do this again? And I was like, what the fuck?
Like, when she's doing all this, is she like walking fine and she's not slurring her words or anything?
You heard her on the thing, like she was talking, you can hear her clearly. Like, sorry, and why I actually went over to that desk again was I actually got my stuff. I was actually going to leave. I was actually going to drive home at that stage. But then I was like, is it worth, if I could call it? Probably, I might have been over the limit at that stage, but then I was like...
Yeah, because it's not worth it.
So then the taxi man rang me when he was there, and I was like, yeah, we're coming down now. We were at the door, and she was like, look, I never want you to speak to me again. So I was like, okay. And by the time I got to my room, I just checked. I was blocked.
On everything?
Yeah. I went home then Saturday morning. I think it was the Sunday evening or the Monday. I searched her again. I don't know why I said... No, actually, I think... So do you know the way like when someone blocks you, their like, profile picture goes? Like, does she know the picture? Like in the message, see what you run in the top messages? Yeah. It's from the DMs. Her picture was back, but I didn't follow her. So she had unblocked me. So I actually wrote to her. And I was like, well, her name. I said, this has taken me a bit of time to write, because it hasn't really been easy. I had to gather my thoughts and think about it carefully, because what happened Friday night actually scared me. I've never been in that situation before. I've never really been in a situation where I actually felt unsafe or scared a little bit from a girl. So I didn't really know what to do. Some of the things that you said and made up, I actually still can't get my head around. I honestly don't understand how it got to that situation. You literally just flipped your personality in the space of seconds. I've left it as long as possible because I thought maybe you'd send me a message, maybe with an apology, but maybe you're just embarrassed of what happened. I don't know. I was like, I'm not going to go into any more detail in it. I've never witnessed anything like this before. I was like, we didn't really have any to drink, or that much to drink. I was like, nobody knows what's going on in other people's lives, but I would suggest maybe not drinking or go to talk to someone about it, because the way you act is not normal, but I do hope you're okay. So then she wrote back to me. I was like, Mark, never in my life have I ever been so blank in my life. I'm convinced I got spiked. So I wrote, well, I don't know what happened. I don't know how that could have happened, unless it was the bar staff. So if I was you, I'd be going to look at footage of the CCTV. I honestly did think you were on something though. Either that or you're bipolar and you just need to stop drinking. But I hope you're not suggesting that I put something in your drink. Okay, so she goes, I'm almost certain. So, as in, she got spiked, not that I spiked her. She's like, I'm far from bipolar. Never after that. Never like that after a little drink. It's definitely not you at all. I'm so sorry. It's not you. We'll just forget about that meetup. I'm definitely going to look at the CCTV because it scared me. All that scared me. Again, really sorry to you. I do wish you all the best. Sorry again, because I'm as shocked as you are. I'm still shaken up as you are. Sorry. Really am. These are a train of messages. Don't want to ruin the friendship we had in college. Leave it at that, please. You're a gentleman. You deserve the best. Any girl will be lucky to get you, and I mean that, honestly. So then I said, okay, no worries, thanks for that. Yeah, I think I said I did get scared too. She's like, same, I'm still shocked. But I think you should look into it. Like, you know, go to the hotel and look at the CCTV. She's like, I'm trying to add up that night, but I'm blank. I was real sure message. She still kept sending her trainer messages because I kind of didn't want to keep that conversation going. I should have just ended it. So she said, I'm going to go down after the work today. I promise that wasn't me. Again, apologies. You deserve the best. I said, it does seem something that's just too hard to believe that what actually went on, like, was actually true. But I had to write the message because I need to know, like, what exactly happened, because I was obviously freaked out. She was, Oh, then she was thanks a million again. I was going to write to you all day yesterday, but I kept thinking I didn't even know what to say, and I was blank from the night. I couldn't remember it. She then requested a follow because she had unfollowed me. She was like, look, I followed you there. I was scared and I unfollowed you. But I'm really happy that you text to clear the air. I just wanted to find out what the fuck happened.
Yeah. She unfollowed you when she left the hotel?
She blocked me, you see.
Oh, okay.
So when someone unblocks you, I think you must be unfollowed then.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever blocked anyone, so. And that was really it. There was just like sort of short messages then, and then I was just kind of ended it, and that was it.
And you never spoke to her again? She didn't get back to you with the CCTV? And
no. Just the last message was take care, I liked it.
So what are we thinking here, Mark? We're thinking that she went to the bathroom and did a load of coke.
Well, that's what I think, yes.
Like, there's no way, like, even from listening, from the videos.
From the videos, just to be clear, it's videos of my face.
I haven't been videoing of her, it's audio.
Yeah.
But, like, she sounds fine. She sounds grand.
100%.
It doesn't sound like she's locked. So it's not like, if she even said herself she wouldn't get locked after a couple of drinks.
Yeah.
So I wonder, did she go to the bathroom? But like, even still, how much coke could she have taken, unless she was already on the coke that night? Already had taken a few and then shoved more up her nose, that kind of pushed her over the edge with paranoia.
Yeah, well, like she went to the bathroom before we went upstairs to like, we done the deed. I'm not going to say, the deed was first. It was so long. But like, it was only after, like a few minutes after it, that I noticed. Now, I did think before, but she was a little bit strange. But again, I thought nothing of it. It was just after it, and then like, she come back from the bathroom and upstairs that it was.
You knew that things had gone weird?
I was like, this has got weird.
So you saw nothing, you saw no coke anyway?
No.
No.
But it was just, as I said, it was only when I was in a situation months later, but I was on a date with someone else that I knew was on coke, that she had the exact same characteristics.
Yeah.
That's how I kind of pieced it together. We were on a date again, a couple of points in, and I was in Dublin. No, not even 1 point in, and I knew I was fucked from when she was about 3/4 way down, and she was like a couple of mouthfuls ahead, and she's like, I'm such a better drinker than you. And I was like, oh, here, come back from the bathroom. I don't know where my phone is. So she had left her phone, obviously, out. She was like, the fella, she come down and said the barman said someone left it on the counter in the bathroom, or left it in the cubicle in the bathroom. So I'm guessing she was...
sniffing away.
Yeah.
Left it there. Yeah.
Again, that's what just made sense to me. But like, she come back, got up from the seat, reached across the table and started shifting me mid-feed. When we were mid-eating.
What were you eating?
I think I had a chicken burger or something. No, it wasn't in my mouth, but like, the food was still there.
Made chicken burger.
And then...
Where were you?
We were in Sweetman's.
Oh, yeah.
And then we went to Dials in the corner.
Mm.
And I went... So I had paid for the food. Now, she only got chicken wings. So like, it's not as if... I don't really care paying. That's fine. But we went to Dials and I bought a pint and a gin. Because she wanted a gin.
Mm-hmm.
And she went to the bathroom. It's just a common occurrence here.
Lots of bathrooms.
But she come back. So you know the way Dials, like you can ground 2 bars.
Yeah.
But she come back. She's like, I thought you'd gone, but come back with another pint and a gin. So I only got the pint and a gin. She was back with another one. She's like, I thought you'd left. So I had been drinking away at my pint and was like, I'm going to the bathroom. Now, I was actually going to the bathroom because I needed to go.
Yeah.
And when I come back, she wasn't there.
At the table?
No.
But your drinks were there?
Yeah. 10 minutes had passed. She hadn't returned. So I texted her and I was like, are you okay? And I got no response. I was like, with 15 minutes had passed and I realised she had left. But then she was ringing me on Snapchat then.
Weird.
Telling me that I was such a bastard for leaving her. I was at the bathroom.
I'm fucking sitting at the
She was in the river bar. I went back to her because like she wasn't from Dublin, so she was only up. She was supposed to get the bus home that evening.
What time is it at now?
I think her bus was at like, I don't know, her last bus. I'm going to guess it was right. What time's the last bus run at? She was somewhere in Meath. So I don't know what time. I'm going to say 10 or 11. I actually haven't a clue. But like it was getting close enough to that time. And then she was in, I was in the river bar and started like giving out to me for being a cunt and leaving her. I was like, I went for a piss. That's all.
So you went up to her then in Riverbar,
Yeah, I was like, what the hell?
got yourself a pint of them cider.
that was, I know that was stupid. Like, that wasn't.
Like, but you're so, I don't know why the fuck you do it to yourself.
Well, I don't know. Well, that one, like, obviously at that
That's
point.
why you meet so many mental women, because you fucking allow it.
No, well, that one was fair enough, but I actually was kind of thought that situation was very funny.
What happened with you and her? Like, are you over?
Oh, yeah.
For after that
I'm
night?
actually getting blocked from her too.
Did you walk her to the bus?
No,
And you brought her home?
maybe.
It's a mental woman.
Yeah, well, that one I'm probably not proud of.
So what do you think your issue is with all the mental women?
Well, like, I don't know. I had this discussion with one of my friends who has also had a couple of mental women. Maybe it's because, like, I don't try and not have drama, or like try and be normal. How normal can anyone be?
But like, you are normal, but I think that you...
Attract crazy women. But I have let myself. Now, in some scenarios, that one, I knew that girl from I was 18.
The college girl.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah.
how was I supposed to know that was going to happen? That just happened.
But I think that there's red flags that people show you and they beat you with them before you even meet
But
them.
like that, how would I have known that like that was going to happen? How I had never been in a situation like that. Like everything was fine, literally until she came back from the bathroom.
Like, there's loads of stories that you've told me, like, not even romantic purposes, but like friendships and stuff where people tell you really fried things, like that they would say like that they're in a very bad way or they're dead or whatever, or they would say like,
I'm an agony aunt.
yeah,
Because I will tell them the such story.
you're a nice fella, but
But
like,
no, but I'll tell them the truth, what I think.
well, I think that like you're too generous, too nice and generous, I would say, and you should just be cutting off these fuckers, like, because they're a drain, and you seem to attract them.
Yeah, but how am I supposed to know that that girl was going to turn out like that? That I'd known for 10 plus years.
Okay, what about that second girl?
Which one? The girl with drugs?
Drugs girl, yeah. Where'd you meet her? Tinder?
Yeah. Okay, that one I'm going to accept responsibility for that one. That was me. I'll get that. But again, I was actually in the scenario going, this is the exact same situation I'd been in before. So for me, I was like, this is crazy. Like, how am I having the same situation as I've had before? You know?
I know, yeah.
It's like I'm in a time warp here.
Mark has a tendency to meet loads of weirdos, but one in particular that's actually my fucking favourite is this conversation he had on, what was it from, Hinge?
There's actually Bumble.
Oh.
And I don't even like Bumble, but I just joined it. And
So he was chatting this girl on Bumble, basically, and then he got her number and he texted her a few days later. And we are going to play out the conversation that ensued. Mark, take it away.
hey, how are you? It's Mark from Bumble. Sorry, I'm just texting you now. Things have been a bit crazy over the past few days and I didn't want to start a conversation when I couldn't continue it. How has the week been for you so far?
How are you doing? My day was rough today with my period pains. I couldn't even work properly.
I'm good. Busy. Oh, period pains. Sounds fun. Can't quite relate myself, but I'm sure they're uncomfortable. Hopefully I'll get back to work soon.
Yes, some months are better, just heavy blood flow. That doesn't bother me as I only go 2 days. But some months are even more difficult with dysmenorrhea.
I'm getting a real education on the menstrual cycle here. Any other effects? And then
Is there more?
she sent me a couple of messages. There was another message, but I didn't respond after it.
Like, what the fuck? Like, even any other fella, I'd say, would not have replied to that. They would have been like, fucked off.
But
You weird.
again, she was good looking. But
She was good looking.
it was just like I was like, what? I just didn't expect it to go that far. Like maybe she just opened. She was American, so maybe it was just
Americans love talking about bodily functions and like periods and stuff.
yeah.
They do love it. But
Again, but you're saying crazy women. Like, how was I to know that was going to happen? Now, fair, I'd continue the conversation. I was never going to meet her after that.
But like, I would meet weird men all the time, and I suppose at the first sign of like weirdo, I'm like, no, not for me. Let's move on.
Yeah, but like that, we spoke about the girl that was on the drugs, the second date. That I'm going to take responsibility for that one.
You got the right and all there. You were happy out with yourself.
Yeah, but I knew she was crazy. But again, she'd missed her bus home and asked me could she stay at my house. So I was like, this has been shit, I might as well make the most of it.
I'm going to read you out a story. I want to keep it all on theme. Years ago, I was about 2021, I matched with a fella on Tinder that I knew for around when I was in school. He had made it clear when we were younger that he was all about me, but I was always with someone. We got chatting on Tinder, we got along great, he was very funny, literally went on like I was the best looking girl in the world, which is always nice. He asked me out on our first date, he brought me to a really nice restaurant, was really pleasant to the staff, paid the bill, gave a generous tip, wouldn't take a penny from me. I did notice he chewed with his mouth open, which was a bit of a turn off, but he said it was because he had a nasal breathing problem from when he was a kid, so I kind of got past it. Not the guy's fault. A few more dates just out and about on walks, drives, going for food, etc. Always going well. He paid for everything, always, and wouldn't even let me buy him a coffee, which I wasn't used to at all. After a few dates, he asked me if I wanted to come over to stay in his nan's, watch a movie and get a Chinese. As she was away, he was house-sitting for her. I had no reason to say no as things were going so well. Off I went, expecting a cute, cosy night in and maybe a bit of Netflix and chill. He was supposed to pick me up, but shortly before I was expecting him to arrive, he rang to ask could I get a taxi out and he'd pay. His nan's house was absolutely miles away and the taxi cost €80, which he did pay. I arrived at the house to him bouncing off the walls of his nan's kitchen, bopping around on his tippy toes. I thought maybe he's nervous. I brushed it off and asked what we were getting in the Chinese, to which he told me he'd already ordered it without asking me. So odd. I sat down on the sofa and I asked him to come over and we could pick a movie to watch. He sat next to me and is like physically vibrating. I asked him what was up and he said, I was nervous about you coming over, so I did a few lines to even me out. I was very naive about drugs at this stage, but I definitely knew that 1, cocaine wasn't the vibe I was expecting for a chill night at his nan's, and 2, judging by him, he had definitely more than a few lines. I'm just looking at him in utter shock and he just grabs me and starts wearing the face off me. Don't ask me why, but I went along with it. Until I copped that my mouth and tongue is going numb because the coke is literally dripping out of his nose and into my mouth. Thank God the Chinese arrived and I had to think about the exit plan. While we're eating, he said, by the way, my willy probably won't work because of the coke, but I'll eat you out.
And then her vagina will be numb.
Oh yeah, it won't be just the lips on her face, eh? I texted my sister and asked her to call me, upset about something, and asked me to come home, which she did. So I ordered a taxi. This time I paid the €80 myself and I liked it. Safe to say I never went out with him again. I found out from my friend's brother shortly after this traumatic encounter that my lovely date was a heroin dealer and a heavy coke addict. No wonder he was so flush with money, and also this explained the childhood nasal issue. Bullet well and truly dodged.
I was actually going to ask how he had so much money, but she was obviously trying to wash it, launder it by just flooding it at women.
Well, Jesus, he fucking fancied her since he was a young lad.
Yeah.
And now...
all had them people. But, see, fuck, even himself out with a few lines.
For a Netflix and chill.
Why do people do drugs and dates?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think out of the 45, like in my life, I've been with fellas who like couldn't go out without getting a bag. Like, you know, we just go out for a couple of pints on a Sunday, on a christening, anything at all, and there's always fucking getting a bag, and that used to wreck my head.
That's happened locally as well, like where people just go for a few pints on a Sunday, and they're like,
"You get a bag." Fucking coke on dates is absolutely gas. Like, you don't need it.
But you're not the same person.
No.
I actually do prefer it. I know we spoke with this, but I like the odd pints and that, but I actually really prefer sober dates because I just have found that like you either say something stupid or the other person does, and it's like you don't. Then if you get drunk, you actually don't really know if you like the person or not.
Sure, that's what I say. But then like my happy place is the pub, and like the pub is just so cool and easy going, and there's such a massive selection of pubs in Dublin. You know, when I think about like going on a coffee date or any coffee and a walk, I'm always like, fuck it, where?
I don't like walking so much because I feel like you're trying to concentrate on walking and not so much on the actual person.
I have 100% success rate on my sober dates. So that means I should just only go on sober dates. Because obviously...
St. Anne's is nice. I've done the whole cliff walk.
Would you not be out of breath there when you're trying to get up?
Get up on what?
When you get to Holt, when you get up the hill at Holt, when you start up there, when you're just trying to get up to get to the cliff, like that's steep enough there, and I would be out of breath, and that is so unattractive. I couldn't do it.
Well, I've went to the Summit car park and stood at the top and just walked along a bit. That's not that actually hard to do.
Okay, yeah, fair. Actually, no, the Summit car park, yeah, fine.
Yeah. Think smart. Play smart, not hard.
Hmm.
Is that the saying?
Think smarter, not harder.
Yeah, that was it.
Think smart, not hard.
Um.
Jerry Adams.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't sound anything like Jerry Adams. Do you think no,
No, I
people
don't.
from
No, I know.
not northern, but people from the north side of the country sound the same?
It sounds similar, but I know that you don't sound the same as Jerry
Okay.
Adams. I just enjoy it.
Okay. Well, let's less about me since we've been speaking here for I don't know how long. Let's talk about the orange. Who's squeezing that juice? Oh, do you like that?
Yeah.
That was just off the cuff.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. You didn't even think about that
No.
word. No, nobody's squeezing anything here now. Off the apps.
When was the last date you were on?
The last day I was on was here local, and he was from kind of up the road there, and he kissed me 6 times with a headbutt. Do you remember?
Oh yeah. And then it just dried up.
He texted me with, he said he loafed me with the kiss. Like, it was really, really fucking weird. We hadn't touched off each other once, but he had mooched in on the couch in the
Yeah.
pub. And then he kissed me twice there. We went outside, then he kissed me 4 more times, but it was pure like
Pecks. Like
real
Woody the Woodpecker dog.
hard and intense, yeah. And I was like, just what's this not fucking even nice? Like, what are you doing? And then, yeah, he was like, oh, I have to go. Like, I'll text you when I get home. He did, and just I knew something was off. He sent me a picture of the dog that he was minding. I replied with a picture of my dog, and then I wrote that she was chomping on a chicken foot. And then he said, oh, I'll look at the head in her. And then 10 minutes later or something, 15 minutes later, he wrote again and said, I'm off to bed here. Thanks for a great night. Something like that. And I was like, yeah, it's gone. And I know it's gone. But then I put it up on TikTok and people were like, oh my God, no, how is it gone? Like, he said he had a great night with you. You were a dry texter, basically.
But maybe he's
What?
just like, she's not interested.
Well, then he should try. And if he doesn't try, then he's not the man.
And so you've no dates coming up.
I just got asked out there.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
From a man on TikTok.
right.
If we do it, it'll be the first TikTok date that I've ever done, because I specifically said that I would not go on any dates with any fellas that I met on TikTok. And this is the only one now that looks like...
And why is this lad getting through the net? Why is he the fish that got through?
I always find out something about the people that I don't like before we go on the date, and
Or
then I
you
cut it
look
off.
For something you
I don't
like.
be looking for anything. I think... No, I don't be looking for anything. But like, you don't get the ick from girls.
No, I do. What you see, ick is kind of. It's not. I don't necessarily say the word ick. Like people say, oh, like you want his shoes with his mouth open, right? Fair enough. Your man was obviously a gobshite, but like the look for things like that lads do. Like I was seeing one where, when people putting up icks about like one I couldn't understand was, oh, he does a happy dance when his food comes. You know, like a wee shuffle. Oh, my food's coming, excited.
Yeah, I do that.
That's an ick, apparently. I was like, how? Like, and they're like, oh, I don't want to see him again.
Oh,
Like this stuff pisses me off.
I get it. I do a happy dance when my food comes.
How's that an ick? That's just like, oh, it's just a little personality trait. It's not an ick. I just don't like. I look for like I have like 2 or 3 big things that I look for in someone, and then I build around that.
I'm trying to think.
No, I do look. Obviously, if there is red flags or people are crazy, I'm like, okay, fair enough. And again, I've went with craziness, but like as I said, it was bad. I could see something I get out of it, and I went with it.
What were you getting out of that one there in Doyle's?
Well, like I didn't specifically know I was going to get that, but I kind of had a good indication.
Was going down that road.
Yeah.
And that's it from us, Mark.
And that's it from us, Orange.
Thanks for coming on. Thanks for telling us all your Coke stories, all your Coke fiends.
Again, maybe we could get a wee TriCast going sometime. Get someone else involved.
Mark is looking to find a lady. If you
After this podcast, I don't think I'll be running further away.
Mark is hoping that I'll get some sexy celebrity on. Hey, Mark, get a sexy celebrity, and that'll be his in. But yeah, if anybody's listening to this now and you're looking for a 33-year-old, 32-year-old Monaghan man, big into the dark.
Give me a home address air code there when you're on it.
Give us a shout. You can talk to him about periods. You can talk to him about anything.
Talk to me about your beige flags.
There's something. Loves that. And if you have any stories for me or any questions, or you want to give Mark a go, I am the Dating Orange on Insta and TikTok, and my email is thedatingorange@gmail.com. Go Ramina Malgut, and I'll chat to you soon.